we're disappointed that Article 6, which dealt with carbon markets, did not make any advance. That's the first position. We thought that advancing the carbon markets will create greater incentives for countries that are forested to ensure that they can raise money through the market mechanism to outcompete alternate use and therefore preserve their forests without taking away the forest as a development tool in the arsenal of these countries. Because people live in the forest, they earn from the forest. The forests are not museum pieces for anybody in the northern part of our world, and we had a setback on that. We have the potential of raising 2.5 billion. What we did based on the other forested countries, because of the non-movement in Article 6, those countries, unfortunately, a lot of very good countries that have good policies in Africa and the surrounding the forest, who have preserved the forest, they're not going to get that financing at magnitude like we got, because we struck out on our own. Everybody talks about adaptation. They know that the small countries need to adapt to climate change, because already the consequences of the accumulated concentration of greenhouse gases will cause catastrophic events or adverse weather events in many of these countries that we've already seen, like in the Caribbean. They recognize that without it, countries are going to, it's almost face an existential threat. They recognize that the countries don't have the capability, their financial capacity to do it, and yet they're unprepared to assist them to do it, the developed countries. And so when the language came up that they must provide predictable long-term financing, they struck that out of the text. And so we leave COP28 without any long-term predictable financing at scale for adaptation for these countries.